We do not want to be in contempt of court. We know that it is not right to do that. So we will not be talking about the substantive matter at all. But we're looking at the issues surrounding what has been happening as far as the presidential election petitions court is concerned. So we're counting down to the verdict being given, the judgment being given by the judges, the panel of judges today, right here in Nigeria, at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. 99.3 Nigerian Voice, your channel, your station of choice to follow the conversations, to follow the information, to get to know what is happening per time right there at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. We have correspondents there. We have a plethora of stations over there, so we'll be able to give you the information as it unfolds. I'm glad to say joining us this morning on the Crossfire to discuss the presidential election petition verdict as we count down to the judgment is none other than an associate professor at the Department of Political Science, University of Abuja, Dr. Ernest Ereke. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, Kofi, and thanks for having me on your program.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's great to have you join us. Dr. Ernest Ereke has been doing a lot of good work as far as elections are concerned, democracy is concerned, and human rights is concerned back in his days with IAGA Africa. Dr. Ereke, before we go over to the main questions I have for you, I want your assessment of the presidential election petition so far, not about what the judges have done or haven't done, because we don't know what they've done. They've just listened to the arguments from the parties, the objections from the parties to the matter, both those who are petitioning and those who are defending. What's your assessment been of the process, the engagement with the parties in Abuja so far?
Okay, thank you very much. I think my first impression has been that the resort to the tribunal is a testament to the acceptance of the democratic process by Nigerians, by the political elites, and it is a positive sign to the consolidation of democracy in Nigeria. I say this drawing from the recent experiences we have had, across West and Central Africa, where elections have led to the military staging a coup and usurping powers and, putting democracy at bay. But in our own case, we have resorted, to the judiciary, which is the right thing in a democratic setting. There will be disputes, there will be disagreements as far as, practicing democracy and putting our laws into, practice are concerned. And therefore, these disputes will always be there. It could be disputes over elections. It could be disputes within political parties. It could be disputes within the various institutions of democracy. But the most important thing is that the democratic process, creates institutions to take care of certain issues, including election disputes, such as the one, we are talking about. And so it is a testament to the fact that Nigerians are beginning to accept democratic culture, the democratic practice, even if we are not so happy and proud of our democracy at the moment. But these are signs that democracy, is beginning to take roots in Nigeria, even if there are one or two issues and challenges, as to how we practice democracy. But, the confidence we have reposed in the judiciary shows that we are accepting this culture, this democratic culture, of not taking laws into our hands, of not, resorting to unwholesome practices in resolving disputes, but going to the right channel, the right democratic institution. And so I think it is something Nigerians, irrespective of our political inclinations, it is something I think Nigerians should be happy about and should be proud of. And it is something Nigeria should be showcasing to the rest of Africa that has been rocked by, unconstitutional means of, assuming power.
Very interesting, Dr. Ernest Ereke. For those who would like to be a part of the conversation, we'll be taking your calls up very, very shortly. You want to ask Doc a question or you want to give a contribution based on what he said or based on what we're talking about, feel free to call the number 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. We have a female line 01 465 7190. 01 465 7190. We're on Twitter as well as Facebook. And of course, we're also on Instagram as well, streaming live on YouTube. You want to watch this conversation live on your phone, you can go to YouTube, search for Nigeria Info FM, and you can watch us live. We're very glad to hear from you. A WhatsApp number is also available for your messages as well as calling us through Skype. Doc, you talked about institutions. And you talked about the fact that we are seeing our democratic institutions in action, and the citizens are using these institutions as an avenue for seeking redress whenever they feel aggrieved after elections. It was Barack Obama, former president of the United States of America, then president, who said about Africa and about Nigeria that we should have strong institutions and not strong men. Now, talking about the institutions that you're mentioning, including the judiciary, do we have strong institutions, or we just have institutions that people can use? Doc, you're laughing.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good question, because I have equally argued that in Africa, generally, we have very strong men who are stronger than the institutions of democracy, men who are even stronger than the states itself. And that is why you can have somebody be in power for decades and nobody challenges him. And so, yes, in Africa, we have this general problem of men being stronger than the institutions, which ordinarily should be above everybody within the state. And that is why we talk about the rule of law, subjecting every individual, to the law. Now, in Nigeria, do we have strong men? Yes, we still have strong men, men who are able to hijack the institutions of, democracy and of the state. And that is why you find out or you see that sometimes elections are manipulated in collaboration with the institution that should, or institutions here that should ordinarily have, maintained a neutral position as far as electoral contests are concerned. When the institutions we are referring to here could be the electoral umpire, it involves also the political parties as well. It involves the security apparatus, security apparatus as well. And so you find out, and sometimes also even the judiciary that we are talking about. But the interesting thing is that, yes, we do have these strong men. Yes, we do have all of these malpractices in our democratic setting. But the interesting part of our own system is that we still repose faith and hope in these institutions, irrespective of their weaknesses, irrespective of the fact that they are not really living up to the expectations of Nigerians, yet we still have hope and faith in them. I think that is what makes the Nigerian system different. Like we said earlier, that is what gives hope, to even democracy in Africa, because Nigeria is giving that example that, yes, we are dissatisfied with how these institutions work, but we are willing to go all the way to continue to have hope and faith in strengthening these institutions with time. Yeah, so to answer that question, we would say yes, we still have strong men, and our institutions are still weak. And there are so many examples you can cite, to demonstrate that institutions are still very weak. If you look at the various election petitions across the country, some of them are, some of them border on, internal party practices where political parties were hijacked by certain individuals and then imposed candidates. That shows that individuals are still able to hijack the institutions of democracy, meaning that individuals are stronger than the institution. You also have, the legislature across the various levels of governance, maybe at the center, and worse off is at the state levels, where you have the legislature, pandering to the, to the dictates and the wishes of individuals. And so, yes, these institutions are weak. And then, of course, you saw a situation in Nigeria where somebody said, I do not want to run for a senatorial position. And the court said, no, you must run. And today, you have, you have that person, seated at the Senate chambers. And so all of these show you that, yes, our institutions are weak, but there is a resolve, there is this resolution on the part of citizens, to continue to have faith in these institutions. And there is also this movement by citizens to, probably say to whip these institutions into line, because Nigerians believe in democracy, Nigerians trust the democratic process, but Nigerians know that the institutions of democracy are weak, but Nigerians are willing to have, to be patient with these institutions and also to take up this citizens movement to strengthen these institutions. And that is why you see a lot of citizens engagement, involvement, and interest in what goes on as far as these institutions are concerned.
All right. You've answered the next question I had, which is brilliant, talking about Nigerians and whether they have faith in these institutions that are institutions of democracy, of governance, and of national life. Doc, we'll go over to the phone lines. I see some calls coming through, 0700 993 993 993. Please, you can ask your questions surrounding what we're talking about and what our guest, Dr. Ernest Ereke, Associate Professor in the Department of Political Science, University of Abuja, has also said as well. Our topic this morning, of course, is a countdown to the presidential election petition verdict. We're not talking about who is going to win or lose. We're not talking about a substantive matter. Please keep your questions to concerning what he said today. And Doc, please keep your video on because we're streaming live. Okay, we have a first listener on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, King of Money Radio, morning.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Doc, good morning, sir. I agree with Doc. I've been saying it. We have strong men, not strong institutions. We shouldn't be. Like he said, the masses, the ball is now in our court. If these institutions give whatever judgment or verdict, and these people disobey it, it's left for us, the masses, to back the institution and say, no, this thing must stand. But in Nigeria, it's the other way around. So, Prof, I want to thank you very much. We'll still get there. We can't continue like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. We have another listener on the line, 99.3. Good morning. Sorry about that. We've lost your call. Please feel free to call back. 99.3. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Oh, sincere apologies. We lost your call. Please feel free to call back. 99.3. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Very welcome. Welcome. Please go ahead. Give us your contribution based on what we're talking about.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You're very welcome.
Yeah, my name is Oluwasegun.
Welcome. Please go on.
Yeah. How can a person be stronger than an institution if truly the rule of law is working? In a democratic system, structured rule of law are meant to regiment or to regulate activities of every individual operating within the system. So how comes about that an individual be stronger than an institution? Something is definitely gone wrong with our democratic process. And I think this ought to be put right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. We'll take one more call and I go back to Doc. Good morning to you. Okay, Dr. Ernest Ereke, before we move on, we have a commercial break ahead. How can our institutions of democracy be strengthened? We're talking about the judiciary, we're talking about INEC, we're talking about the political parties, so on and so forth, even civil society, the academia, and all that. How can these institutions be strengthened?
Okay, again, that's another great question. And just to quickly say that we have all of the laws that empower all of these institutions, to operate independently and be autonomous and effective and, to serve the national interest. What we have is just an aberration, and that is to say that the laws are there. Then what should we do? What we have to do is what we are already doing: citizens' action. It is through citizens' action, because there is this popular saying that eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. It is through citizens' action that all of that the institutions can really, really be strengthened. Of course, there are so many factors that weaken these institutions. One is that you are talking about an underdeveloped, political system, and underdeveloped economy as well. And so there is a very high level of poverty in the land. And it is as a result of that those few individuals who are able corruptly enrich themselves are able to pocket all of these institutions, that we are talking about. Now, but again, like we said, through citizens' engagement and persistent citizens' action, we can begin to rebuild some of these institutions. You saw it with the EndSARS movement and protests. We saw it with the citizens' action for the amendment of the electoral laws of the land. It was essentially as a result of citizens' action that law was amended. You also saw it with a lot of other citizens' engagement, calling on various institutions of democracy, to live up to their expectations. You are seeing it also with the now disputed campaign of all eyes on the judiciary.
Yes.
Now,
Doc, I'm so sorry, please. We have to go. Sorry to interrupt. We have to go on a commercial break. Please stay with us.
Hey Lagos, you know what they say about making hay while the sun shines, right? Anyway, I'm here to inform you in case you were not aware that the sun is already setting and there is no hay in sight. Because if you still don't know what I'm talking about by now, then a lot is going on there. A lot is really happening with you. Because I just heard the gist that you have not taken advantage of the bonanza from oneplay.ng. Why now? Why? You need to do better, dear. Because everyone knows that OnePlay has been giving away sweet cash. And this time around on Nigeria Info, a total of 90,000 naira can be won every single day. You already know what the drill is. Dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash and pay with just 200 naira, because 200 naira gives you more options to win more right now. So you can play to win on any of these shows. On WhatsApp Lagos, it's 11:15 to 11:25 a.m. On Game On, it's 8:15 to 8:25 p.m. And on Chat Station with Ada, it's 10:15 to 10:25 p.m. every weekday. So I'm just going to break down what the prompt looks like for you. So after you dial star 347 star 880 star 3 hash, specify your number of entries. Remember that I said that you can play as many times as you want to. Choose your bank, choose one to continue, and then you receive an SMS with instructions to make payments. And once you've done that, you can relax and chill and listen to the live draw on WhatsApp Lagos from 11:15 a.m. to 11:25. On Game On from 8:15 to 8:25 p.m. And on Chat Station with Ada by 10:15 p.m. to 10:25 p.m. every single day. Remember that if the system picks your number, you've won the cash prize of the day. So start dialing now and make sure you follow the prompts. Remember that you can play as many times as you like, but don't forget that terms and conditions apply.
This is an infomercial. Mama knows it's the booster beads that gives you the extra clean wash and extra fresh fragrance. Good Mama detergent with clean and fresh booster beads. Get your wash extra clean, extra fresh. Good Mama knows best.
Pack your bags, then get ready for a summer like never before. Because your Polaris Visa card guarantees you an incredible vacation anywhere in the world.
Your attention.
Enjoy incredible offers on hotel bookings, restaurants, car rentals, shopping, including travel insurance, premium airport lounges, and more.
Wow.
All courtesy of Visa.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Visit PolarisBankLimited.com/Visa today. Get your Visa card from your nearest Polaris Bank.
Oh yeah, pay your money from the back. I beg, I don't get change, yo.
Conductor, take the money.
When I don't come again. Where I won't find change for this big money now.
Okay, just take the money.
Auntie, I don't get change, yo. If you know say you don't get change, you better come down now.
Calm down, boss. No need for change. I go pay for everybody inside this bus. Plus you and the driver, sir.
Cash, madam. You get money, yo.
No be so. I just want to share the goodness. In fact, soft drink. Bring one Malta Guinness for everybody.
It's always a good time to share goodness and spread positivity. Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Hi, darling. How have you been?
I've been so busy, Granny. Well, Friday, I went on a field trip to see gorillas in Rwanda. Then, I slayed a few dragons with my friends. On Saturday, I watched football game in London live with my brother. And then, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you, Grandma?
Ah, that's a lot. How?
All I needed was my phone, laptop, TV, and Airtel's 5G.
Eh?
Lag-free gaming, hyper-realistic VR, 8K streaming, and so much more. With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next. Live the future in the Airtel 5G zone.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
There is power in the name.
Hey, you dey suffer wetin your mama, your papa, or your village people dey suffer? The time to change your 40 foundation don show. Join Prophet Chinoso Aniebo for this September Rema Oil program wey dey happen on September 7 and 8. Na 2 nights of deliverance, prayer wey go move mountain, and prophetic ministration wey go touchlight all your problem and give you solution for Elijah Faith Assembly behind Aswani Market of Aswani Mechanic Village of Osolowe, Isolo, Lagos. Time na 9 p.m. all night. Come with Sam from your papa and mama village. Place where you dey walk, a place where you dey stay. For more information, ring us on 080-340-91123. Watch us for Elijah's Voice TV on top any free-to-air decoder, and Chinoso Aniebo on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Your 40 foundation must change, oh.
Welcome to the Dettol Shield Show. So, your question is, list multiple uses of Dettol antiseptic liquid. Your time starts now.
We use Dettol for bathing.
Correct.
During and after shaving.
Great.
To clean my cuts and wounds.
Yes.
We also use Dettol for cleaning surfaces like the floor and kitchen tiles.
Yes, correct.
We also use Dettol for laundry.
Okay, Mrs.
Cleaning door handles
Can someone please turn off Mrs. Phillips?
Dettol antiseptic liquid protects you and your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Sometimes it costs little to do much, just like it doesn't cost much to live the 5G life with the new Samsung A14 5G smartphone. All of 5G's wonders, like super fast downloads, buffer-free streaming, and seamless video calls, are yours to explore. Simply visit any Samsung or partner retail store nationwide to buy the affordable Samsung A14 5G smartphone and get up to 30 gig data over the next 3 months and start living your imagination. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Every morning, as the sun rises over this vibrant city of Lagos, we'll be right here with you. Diving into discussions that matter, we'll tackle the headlines, explore stories that shape our lives, and dissect the issues that keep us awake at night. But that's not all. The Morning Crossfire is your platform too. Your thoughts, your opinions, they all have a place right here. From politics to business and the economy, from the social issues to the heart of the city. I'll be your companion, your source of information, and your partner in exploration. And it's just not about the headlines. It's about the conversations we have, connections make, and the impact we have. Your insights, your questions matter, and your energy matters. So whether you're in traffic, having breakfast, or starting your workday, I'll be here, keeping you informed and engaged. So Lagos, stay tuned, set your alarms, and mark your calendars, and let's kickstart our mornings together, right here on the Morning Crossfire. On 99.3 Nigeria Info and Kofi Bartels, let's talk.
Petition with Betano, your exciting destination for thrilling sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash out, and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 100,000 Naira. Betano.ng. The game starts now.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Discover Lipton's flavorful and balanced taste. With our unique expertise, we select fine quality tea leaves from selected tea gardens around the world. Experience Lipton Yellow Label's flavorful and balanced taste in every sip. Discover Lipton's flavorful and balanced taste.
In a world where misinformation runs rampant, one show stands apart from the rest. Get ready to embrace the truth as we bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Mary Ann O'Connor, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Give me fufu now. I have been standing here since.
How many?
5, no meat. Guy, 5 fufu, no meat. Bros, I have to save money. I have been working almost 5 years with no salary increase. I will be getting married in another year.
My guy, your solution is not saving, no. You should just enroll at IT.
I want to save money. I don't want any pyramid scheme, bros.
Listen, IT is a tech school that can equip you with the tech skills you need to get a well-paying job in tech anywhere in the world.
Bros, all these schools are expensive.
So Diki, IT runs a 3-semester program and each semester is just 120,000 Naira. Plus, they will help you with job placement after you graduate.
For real?
If you don't get a job within 6 months of graduating, you get your money back guaranteed.
For real?
Just go on www.aiti.ng or call 080-0000-2484 to get started. But first, chop meat with this your fufu.
My children are athletes. From the moment they wake up, they keep playing and learning. So, when I pack the new Milo Ernest snacks into their lunchbox, I'm giving them a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo and Snacks, snack of future champions to help your kids refuel and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Lagos! Up to 90,000 Naira can be won every day with One Play Loto. With just 200 Naira, you get the chance to play and win every day. Simply dial *347 *880 *3 Specify the number of your tickets or entries from 1 to 10. Choose 1 to continue. You will receive an SMS on instructions to make payments. The draws for participants will be live on Nigeria Info, and you get the chance to win up to 90,000 Naira. Tune in to WhatsApp Lagos 11:45 a.m. or Game On at 8:15 to 8:25 p.m. Remember, you can play as many times as you like. The more you play, the more your chances of winning. Don't forget, simply dial *347 *880 *3 and play with just 200 Naira. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. And remember to please play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply.
In a world the truth as we bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Mariana Cohn, and this is Hot Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hi, darling. How have you been?
I've been so busy, Granny. Well, Friday, I went on a field trip to see gorillas in Rwanda. Then, I slayed a few dragons with my friends. On Saturday, I watched football game in London live with my brother. And then, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you, Grandma?
That's a lot. How?
All I needed was my phone, laptop, TV, and Airtel's 5G.
Lag-free gaming, hyper-realistic VR, 8K streaming, and so much more. With Airtel 5G's lightning-fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next. Live the future in the Airtel 5G zone.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Panasonic air conditioner.
How much do we care about energy efficiency? How much do we care about cost effectiveness? And most importantly, how much do we care about environment impact? With the new Panasonic U-Series air conditioners equipped with R32 refrigerant and eco-friendly with low GWP, now you can reduce your energy bills with higher energy efficiency. Panasonic is available at all Panaserve showrooms and all leading electronic stores in Nigeria. Panaserve showrooms are located at Lekki, Victoria Island, Ikeja, Enugu, Kano, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Panaserve showroom is at Admiralty, Lekki, Allen, Ikeja, and Muri-Okwala, Victoria Island. Panasonic air conditioners, quality air for life.
All the goals, clashes, and moments. The Premier League, all on DSTV. Get DSTV with the HD decoder plus dish plus 1 month cut for it.
99.3 Niger Full. Your number one data. Let's talk.
Morning Crier, Tempo.
Welcome. Indeed, today, whether you call it Jai or whatever you call it. Well, today is that long-awaited day where, of course, Nigerians have been waiting for. There is a palpable anxiety, expectation, and tension around the country as Nigerians wait with bated breath to hear what their judges, these 5 judges of the Court of Appeal, will say. It's about 193 days after the February 25. It's exactly 193 days after the February 25 presidential elections, and all eyes are trained on the judiciary. That's the way the Vanguard or the Guardian put it. They said all eyes are trained on the judiciary as the presidential election petition court delivers its ruling in a much anticipated case against the election victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who only yesterday clocked 100 days in office. What a coincidence. Well, this morning on the Crossfire, we have a guest, Dr. Ernest Ereke. He is an associate professor of the Department of Political Science in the prestigious University of Abuja. He's a guest. He joins us via Zoom from the nation's capital. Doc, what's the mood in Abuja yesterday and probably today, if you've had a chance to talk to some people or step out?
Oh, well, yeah, I spoke with a few persons and also went around the city. I noticed, I wouldn't say it is unusual, but I noticed a heavy deployment of, I think, the police. I didn't see the military, but I saw a heavy presence of the police on some strategic places within the city. And then, of course, people are full of expectations. And then the expectations are dependent on where your political sympathies lie. Some are hoping that their candidates, would carry the day at the tribunal today. Some are hoping that the election be annulled. Others are saying we have invested so much that it shouldn't be annulled. And so there are different, expectations. Some are frustrated, of course, as expected. Yeah, but then generally, I don't think there will be a violent reaction, to whatever decision the courts, will make, as some people have, tried to insinuate. That is based on the few that I have interacted with. We are not expecting that there will be that violent reaction. Of course, people's emotions and the expectations are, at play here. And so you would expect people to react differently. But then generally there are different, kinds of expectations, depending upon, where your political sympathies lie, like I said before.
All right. Quite interesting. We'll talk more about the reactions post ruling or post ruling in a matter of minutes. But if you want to be a part of the conversation, we'll take some calls. I'm going to read WhatsApp messages as well as messages from Twitter. The number to call is 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. For the female listeners, you can call that number as well as call 014657 190 014657 190. Today or this morning on the Crossfire, the countdown to the presidential election petition verdict is what we are doing right here. Doc, what is your assessment of the performance, the conduct of the political parties involved in this petition throughout the process? We have the APM. People hardly talk about the APM. We have the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and we have the Labour Party, LP, APM, Center for Allied People's Movement. Would you score the parties high in terms of how they've accorded themselves, they carried themselves, gone about their presenting their cases, and even gone about handling their supporters? Also, even the way they presented a petition, some have said, the PDP petition is really watertight. The Labour Party one is. We'll not look at a substantive matter, but your assessment generally of how they've conducted themselves.
Okay, again, much related to what we said at the beginning of the program. I think the political parties first and the candidates equally should be commended. And we shouldn't take it lightly, given what is happening across Africa. These parties and the contestants, should be commended highly for, having faith in the judiciary to be able to resolve whatever disagreements, they have over the February 25th presidential elections. Ordinarily, they would have. They could have, instigated, violence and conflict in the country, but they chose not to do that. And I say this because these are individuals and political parties who have very, serious followership. Some of them almost have a cult-like, followership across the country. And so they have the capacity, to unsettle the peace in the country, but they have chosen this honorable path of peace and resolution of conflict, recognizing, the various roles of the different institutions of democracy that we have. And so on that part, I think they deserve commendation. Of course, when you look at the conduct of their legal team, you can say some of them have done fairly well. Some of them did very well. Now it is left for the judges, to determine, the substance of the various cases, before them.
All right.
But generally, I think it has been impressive.
All right.
And I think it is the way to go in Nigeria and across Africa.
All right. Interesting. Some Nigerians, we had this discussion yesterday on this program. Some, I would say maybe, slightly over 50%, even maybe 60 or 70%, do not welcome the announcement, of the televising of this judgment or ruling, whichever it is, today. And the question, majority of those who have responded to, or have commented on this, what they're asking is, why did you not allow the original proceedings throughout the 173 throughout the previous days to be televised on television? What's your view on this? Some have said that it would have created much more tension than we have if the proceedings of the tribunal had been televised, and that everyone was free to follow through the media. Even the political parties and their members were tweeting about it, and nothing really happened that they complained of. So televising it or not televising it would not have changed anything. What's your take on that? Should Nigerians really be glad that this today's proceedings will be televised?
Well, I think just like the saying goes, it is better late than never. I think the initial apprehension by the Court of Appeal in allowing the proceedings to be televised live, so that everybody, who has interest, every stakeholder would be able to follow it, was as a result of the fact that we were just coming out of a keenly and a hotly contested presidential election. And so there was palpable fear in the land. There was tension all over, the country, especially because people felt that their expectations were not met, not by the outcome of the election, but by the conduct of the electoral umpire. That Nigerians, had so much confidence in INEC, especially because Nigerians fought for INEC to be strengthened through, the 2022 Electoral Act. And so Nigerians had so much faith and confidence in the capacity and ability, as well as the neutrality of INEC to give Nigerians a very good elections. And so that wasn't to be. And so there was this, palpable fear and tension across the country. And the Court of Appeal felt that there would be, that could be exacerbated if the proceedings of the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal, were televised online. But I don't think that would have, taking us beyond the point where we had gotten to, because Nigerians have shown that they are willing, to be peaceful. They are willing to conduct themselves in a democratic way. And I feel that part of this democratic culture and acceptance that we are building is also allowing the process to be free, fair, and credible. Not to say that the process in the tribunal has not been free, fair, and credible, but one of the characteristics of this free, fair, and credible process is that people must see it to be so.
Okay, Doc, apologies.
In order to do away with every form of perception.
Yeah, Doc, apologies. We had hardly pressed. We are really pressed for time on this program. We hardly have time. But please, in about 20 seconds or 30 seconds, what reforms, after the whole process is done, what reforms do you do to ensure that we have a better, petition and tribunal proceedings in future elections, please?
Okay, first for me is before even going to the tribunals, because I believe that if we have very good elections, we'll have less disputes. And so we must address the electoral management body. How do we constitute the commission itself? We must address that in order to insulate it from every political affiliations. We must be able to insulate the electoral management body from every form of politics. Yes, it is a political institution, but those who man it must be apolitical.
All right.
And then again to the tribunal, we should be more open. There is no big deal with televising the proceedings. We have seen it even
Doc, I'm so
across,
sorry. I'll
Africa.
allow you finish when we come back from this break. Please stay with us. Sorry about that.
Are you ambitious to earn about 500,000 naira and willing to take your career to the next level? Do you have a car and ready to start a new career work in an American company? Then this is an opportunity for you. An American company in Lekki is recruiting in the managerial position. Kindly send your resume and
This is an infomercial.
lir@gmail.com or call 0815-705-0505 or 0906-282-0052 to book an interview.
All right, coming back, maybe before we say goodbye to you, so we'll give you a chance to just kindly round off what you were saying. Dr. Ernest Ereke, please.
Okay, so I was saying yes, televising is very good, and there is no big deal about it. But then again, is to say that the judiciary should equally be mindful of the fact that Nigerians have reposed so much hope and confidence in them, and therefore should be able to go beyond all of these technicalities and look at the substance of the issues that people are bringing before them. Technicalities do not really mean that you have done justice, to the case. People are saying that we have issues with the way these elections were conducted, and you are saying that the people have not complained, within this specified time and so on. Let us go beyond the technicalities and begin to look at, the substance of the matter instead of just dwelling
I'm afraid
on
we have to go.
technical
Dr. Ernest Ereke of University of Abuja. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3